Good morning, everybody. It is October 21st, Tuesday. Looking at our economic calendar, don't really got much going on today. And quite frankly, we don't really have much going on this whole week regarding US dollar news. Friday, we got CPI and PMI. So I anticipate Friday should have some serious volatility. Looking at today, we had some Canadian CPI. Excuse me. But without further ado, let's go ahead and drop it in the charts. Okay, so overnight I had marked this for value gap out and marked out these highs here. Ideally, what I was hoping is that we would leave these highs in place and we potentially would take out London lows and go down these all-time highs. Let's see, so daily time frame. We've already taken out previous day's high. I don't see why we slowed down here. We have this 1 hour for value gap. It's also visible on the 4 hour. And so 15-minute time frame. You can clearly see this pocket of sell side liquidity. Ideally, before we move higher, I'd want to see us possibly sweep these lows, then go up. Potentially, if we wanted to play the market open, could enter here, show it down to 250. Enter within this 5 minute for value gap. And with the aggressive stop, you could put it at high of this candle, which forms what a block. I'm not going to take this because it seems low probability, but if we wanted to be aggressive, this could be a scalp entry. But I'm going to mark this out. I'm curious to see how price responds to this area with the market set to open in 3 minutes, or 2 minutes, sorry. Hey, what up, Vern? Good morning, my brother. Today, honestly, patiently waiting, but I want to see us move to all-time highs here on NASDAQ. I have this area marked out, this gray box, call it a fair value gap. You see how there's a gap here in price? Price just moves quickly to the upside and creates this void, and we've retraced into it. I want to see us potentially move higher from here and take out these highs up here on NASDAQ. On SP 500, we haven't reached this 1 hour for value gap yet, but nonetheless still want to see us move up to these highs. Dow Jones, pretty much same thing. We actually have a 4 hour fair value gap here. Want to see us move towards all-time highs. So overall, I am bullish on all three indexes, stock market indexes. It's just a matter of patiently waiting for our setup. And for me, my setup pretty much is I want to see us move down lower to go higher, essentially, if that makes sense. What I want to see is price from where we are now to move towards. He said, but I'm in New York City right now dropping off a load. I'm dead. Hey, while you're in New York City, go visit Wall Street for me, man. But ideally, this is what the chart, what we want to see on the chart is price move lower, take out these lows right here, and then get a V-shaped recovery out of that area, and then retrace into that movement away, and then we would expand up to these highs. Something like this. So we'll see. Just gotta patiently wait. But that's dope though. I've actually never been to New York, but it's a bucket list item for sure. But I want to try some New York pizza. I want to see if New Yorkers are really mean. I'm walking here. All right, so far I like what we're seeing. We're starting to, the market literally just opened, and we're starting to see this aggressive move down, which in my mind is a manipulation move. Exactly what I want to see. And I mean, if we wanted to be aggressive, yeah, we could have went short within this 5 minute fair value gap, stop at the high, go down to 250. Yeah, this is beautiful. So far, we'll see. I wouldn't necessarily say a gamble because essentially our goal is to read price, right, and find a setup that consistently forms by looking at historical price action. And yeah, I mean, you're predicting in a sense. I mean, you can find an edge, but I wouldn't necessarily call it gambling because me personally, I'm trying to implement my edge, right? I come to the market every on the same day. It's have a particular strategy that I have in mind. And honestly, this question is a hotly debated question in the trading community. There's traders who make money and will call it gambling. There's other traders who make money and will not call it gambling. But me personally, I feel like if you go to a slot machine, it's just totally randomly, like you have no control over that. Whereas in trading, it's just you versus the market, and there are setups that form repeatedly every week. It's just a matter of mastering your own emotion, mastering your own psychology. And the reality is, I mean, there's hundreds of people who are full-time traders, right, and making money off of that. And I find it hard to believe there'd be that many people living sustainably if they were just simply gambling. Are there traders who do gamble? Of course. It's easy. Trading is literally just pressing a buy button and pressing a sell button. A monkey could really do it. It's just a matter of, how consistent you could do it. And for the gamblers, sure, yeah, they can get lucky every now and then, but for me, I'm not trying to gamble. I'm trying to find an edge and repeat that edge every week. And for me, like I said, I'm still on the journey to becoming a consistently full-time profitable trader, right? But just even my journey thus far. Like I've seen repeated setups over and over again to where I can. You said I heard it's good to wait an hour after market open before trading because it's more volatile than the first hour. Any thought on that? Yeah, I mean this is exactly why I'm on right now, right? So the stock market opens at 9:30, and for me personally, I like to wait at least 15 minutes after. 'Cause I mean you get pretty sporadic movement here. I mean as you see that this wick got this movement down here, and I think we still will go lower, go for these lows. I don't see why not, but nonetheless, I usually most of my setups honestly come between like the 7 a.m. Pacific California time for 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Those are where most of my setups come, and it's just because, yeah, to your point, you want to wait a little bit of time after the market opens to let price breathe and let that volatility, come through initially at the open, and then I look for my setup. At least for my strategy, that's a pretty common practice there. We call it the kill zones. The strategy I use, it's based off of these concepts called the inner circle trader. This guy named Michael J. Huddleston, all this stuff's on YouTube, by the way, but a lot of traders in the community use his concepts. And in his strategy, he denotes these things called kill zones, which essentially are like hour time frames within the duration of the stock market, right? And two of the most primary kill zones is, yeah, the New York AM kill zone, which is essentially where I'm on right now. I don't know if this is a Q&A stream element, but no, this is perfect, man. I mean, ultimately, right? I genuinely love trading. I'm thankful for this knowledge. I'm blessed to have this knowledge, and my goal is to help others with this knowledge, whether it's educating them or simply, if I'm able to extract consistent money from this, I want to be able to give back to people, whether it's charity or helping any way I can. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions, and even off the stream, man, if you ever want to hit me up and message me, or even shoot, grab coffee, I'll be happy to sit down and talk about it. But nonetheless, I will say, I'm not like a professional where I know everything, right? But nonetheless, I feel confident enough in my own understanding of trading concepts to be able to, go live in front of people like this, even if it's only one or two people. If anything, I appreciate the accountability because it forces me really to not want to do dumb stuff while I'm trading. So, but yeah, it's like I said, a pleasure to answer any questions, man. So I ask away while we wait for this buttery setup. I'm gonna go make some coffee while we wait for price to develop a little bit. I'll be right back. All right, let's go. All right, so far, hey, I'm back now and I like what I'm seeing. So you're trading NASDAQ? Yep, looking at NASDAQ as well as essentially every day I look at the Dow Jones Index, the ES or SP 500, and then the NASDAQ. But yeah, no, this is actually exactly what I wanted to see. I mean, I didn't take this trade, but I said right at the open, if you wanted to be aggressive, you could take this right here, trade within this gap right here for value gap, stop at the high, target these lows, and that'd be a nice little 3-to-1 risk to reward there. But nonetheless, or this is what I wanted to see. Overall, I got a bullish bias, but I wanted us to seek out. So for a non-trader in layman's terms, what just happened? Yeah, we essentially just moved lower and took out these lows here from London session. So I forget the exact hours. I want to say it's from like 9 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. California time to about like 5 a.m. California time. You know, the London Stock Exchange opens. And essentially my strategy is I like to see price sweep either one side of the London liquidity. So during that session, right, there'll be a London high, right, a high of that session, then the London low, the low of that session. If we're bullish on any bullish day for me, my edge, my setup is we move lower to take out London lows, just like we did here, right in here with this move, and then we get a V-shaped recovery, right? Price just moves aggressively out of it as a clear sign of manipulation, and then we reverse and look for taking out the London highs, which I guess technically it's right here, so it's not much of a target, but nonetheless, my higher time frame bullish is or my higher time frame is bullish, so to target these highs. So I'm not worried about this move lower. This is exactly what I wanted to see. It's some manipulation. So essentially another part of my strategy, I'm not gonna say the stock market's rigged, but I believe it's controlled by an algorithm. I mean, everything else in our world is controlled by an algorithm. Whether it's in the pharmaceuticals industry or even social media, that's the biggest area you see the algorithm. And so in my mind, it's like, why would one of the largest liquid markets in the world be controlled by simple supply and demand, right? People often say stock prices are moved by buying and selling. Exactly, yeah. You want to buy low and sell high. This is exactly what we want to do. Looking at the higher time frame, right? I'm bullish and I want us to get here to these all-time highs. But before we move higher, yeah, I want us to move lower, create a new low, and then so that way we can move higher. So this is exactly what I'm looking for. And for me, we'll see what happens. But nonetheless, I don't know if you see this gap here between this wick and that wick, right? There's this fair value gap that was created and it injected this volatility into the market. And so if we decide to put in a buy order and move higher, I'd want us to invert this gap. I'm going to put it in purple right now so it sticks out a little more. But I'd want us to move above this box right here. And once we do, I'll be ready to go put in a buy order. And now, so looking at the 1 hour time frame, we've traded through this first 1 hour for value gap, right? From this week to that week, there's this gap here on the hourly time frame. I'm not worried about us trading through this because we also have this one down here. And so potentially this box is the last line in the sand to for us to find a buy entry. If price comes down into here and trades all the way down, then I wouldn't be looking for longs anymore. Might be a dumb question. No dumb questions, man. No such thing as a dumb question. But why don't you buy every low, even small ones, and just sell when if profitable? I would think that after a while, those little trades would add up instead of going for bigger ones. Any thoughts? Yeah, I mean, you know, the beautiful thing about trading is there's multiple strategies out there, multiple ways to win. For me personally, just what fits my personality is just less over more. So I prefer quality over quantity. And so you could, yeah, theoretically, I don't know anything about trading. Yeah, that's perfectly fine, man. Perfect for you to join this live stream. Exactly why I want to broadcast. Not a lot of, there's many people like you who don't even know it about trading being a possibility that it's a real thing, that it's not just gambling, you know. My goal is to spread the gospel of the stock market nonetheless, but also the gospel of Jesus Christ. You know, my whole mantra behind this channel and even my Instagram is SDG trading, you know, Soli Deo Gloria trading. You know, all this is to the glory of God. And ultimately I want to use this eventually, if it's a big enough platform, use it to, you know, make Christ more known. But yeah, but to answer your question, I mean, yeah, there's if you go on the 1 minute time frame, there's people who, yeah, are on here trying to catch every low and catch every high, put in all these orders, but that's just not my personality type. I'm a little more laid back, low key, and just like to be patient and wait for my high quality setups. And yeah, go from there. I don't know. I think, like I said, it just comes down to like your personality type and what strategy you want. So far, I'm not interested in, yeah, catching every single move. I'd rather just wait for the A+ setup and, you know, go that way. Because for me, it goes back to this note I have here: clarity equals certainty. And, you know, I think in trading, it's common for traders to want to ask, like, how do I know if I have a high probability setup? Like, how do I know I have a good chance at winning? But really, you don't really know your probabilities, right? There's no way to really calculate, you know, how likely it is for price to go lower or higher, XYZ, right? What you want to do is look for clarity. Clarity is going to give you certainty, you know, and certainty leads to a higher win rate. And how do we find clarity? It starts with the top down, you know, going from the daily chart, reading the higher time frames, all the way down to the 5 minute. 5 minute is the lowest I usually go. See, another question: how much bankroll do you recommend to start trading? I'm a truck driver in Weiss and RN, so we definitely have a little bit of money to experiment. I'll let you get into it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, you could start with as little as $100. Me personally, I'd recommend $1,000 would be a good amount, because if you're trading with $100, it's gonna be super hard to grow an account. Even it's hard to grow it from $1,000 account. But before you do that, though, before you put any real money into the market, I'd recommend just demo trading. And literally every futures broker that you can find, you know, they have demo accounts that you could trade with. And I highly recommend just trading on that. So that way you can get the hang of the markets, get the hang of your strategy, even just find a strategy that resonates with you. Because like I said, there's kind of depends on your personality type, you know. Just because I have a certain strategy that I like, you know, doesn't mean it'll gravitate towards you, you know. So I think it's wise, especially if you're just starting out, for at least 6 months, maybe even the first year, to just demo trade and focus on that, to get those reps, get those practices in. I mean, it's like playing quarterback, right? For a football team. If you've never watched football or never studied football, but yet you're all of a sudden given the starting quarterback job and you're told to go out there and win the game against the best school in the city, it's probably not going to work out, you know? And so before you get to that moment, though, you got to get in those reps first in practice. And before you even practice, you got to watch film, right? You got to study the playbook. And so I recommend, yeah, before you put any real money in, demo trade. And then once you gain that confidence, gain that trust, not just in yourself and your emotions, but ultimately in your strategy, that it's repeatable and that it's consistent, then that's when you should take that next step to trade with live funds. Or even if you don't want to do your own personal account, there's these companies called prop firms, which is what I'm. So, what are your thoughts on meme coins when it comes to crypto and pump and dump schemes? There's a lot of these going around lately. Yeah, I mean, I don't really look at crypto, but I mean, as far as like the big three, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and what's the other one? I don't know, like Litecoin. I don't know. Um, I mean, let me actually take a look at it. Actually, I'm curious to see where Bitcoin is at. But I mean, even my strategy then, it works over there. Wow, we went all the way to 122,000. Yeah, part of the reason why I don't like looking at Bitcoin is because when I go back to all the when I was in high school, it was only $400. I'm just like, dang, I ain't had nobody who could have gifted me one Bitcoin for graduating. I'd be sitting on 100K right now. But it's all hindsight now. But yeah, I mean, meme coins. If you have the money to mess around with it, and you're okay with potentially taking a loss, then go for it. You know, that's the beauty of America. That's the beauty of capitalism is you can capitalize on things like this. Me personally, I'm not invested in meme coins, nor am I interested in it at this time. So don't really have much of an opinion outside of that. I mean, I know there's some that are just ridiculous, like I forget what celebrity made their own coin, but yeah. But ultimately, I mean, I think crypto, there is a future in crypto, like Bitcoin for sure. I think Ripple, XRP as well. Yeah, I think Ripple for sure. Ethereum. I think the major players in the crypto space, those are legit. So, but we'll see. So, are you full time trading? No. Right now, I mean, it's just more so a side hustle. I have a full time day job. Yeah, I'm a business banker in real life. But ultimately, you know, trading is my passion, and ultimately, I want to get to the place where I have enough consistent income generated from trading that I can essentially, yeah, become a full time trader. Um, whether I mean, I've been studying for the past few years, honestly. Just been in the shadows for the most part, grinding, and now I'm at the point where, yeah, I'm not where I want to be as far as just like I said, consistently being profitable, but nonetheless, I have enough confidence in my own experience to, you know, broadcast it live to the public. You know, that's how strong my convictions are about, you know, what I see every day in the market. So, um, but yeah, I have a full time day job nonetheless. To answer your question. Oh man, yeah, if you're really interested in learning, I'm always more than happy to sit down with you. But then also, I'll share with you all the resources that I've used over the years to learn. And the great news is all of it is free. There's all kinds of stuff on YouTube, YouTube University. But even then, like the people that I've studied, they have private mentorships. I personally haven't taken part of them, just because I don't know. I feel like I don't need it, but I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe it expedite my process, but or my journey. But you know, there's private mentorship groups out there if you really want hands-on, one-on-one training. Um, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but nonetheless, definitely just start with demo trading. If you're serious about getting into it, have I taken a trade yet? No, I haven't taken a trade yet today. And honestly, I mean, since I've been live streaming most of the streams, I haven't even taken trades just because I haven't been seeing my setup as much as I'd like to. But also just speaks to like I focus on quality over quantity. Like me personally, I hold myself to 3 trades max per week. So in any given week, I'm only taking 3 trades max, which from my own psychology forces me to really just be very, very selective with what trades I take. You know, I'm not interested in going in with a machine gun, guns blazing, trying to shoot everything down. But no, I'm more so I view myself as like a hunter, as like a sniper, right? Waiting for that right shot to line up, and then I'll take it. You know, a sniper, sometimes they'll go days before they pull the trigger, just because they don't want to ruin the opportunity to catch their hunt, right? And this trading book that I've read, it's called Market Wizards. It's pretty much it's actually a series by this guy named Jack D. Schwager. He goes and interviews all kinds of different traders, whether they're Wall Street legends or even just random individual traders who've made a living off of trading. I forget the guy's exact name, but there was this trader who talked about, you know, a cheetah and how he tries to replicate a cheetah into his own trading psychology because a cheetah, right, is the fastest land animal in the world, right? It could chase down anything because they have stamina too, so they can run for days. But yet a cheetah waits for the right opportunity to use its God-given abilities. You know, it's the fastest animal in the world, but yet it waits for an easy kill, right? It waits for an injured animal, right? Or waits for a young animal and from a pack to get separated, and then it activates and, like I said, uses its God-given abilities. How much is your average trade? And once you buy, how long do you have before you have to sell? I mean, honestly, I mean, right now, I'm in a challenge right now with the prop firm. You know, essentially, like I said, outside of trade your own personal account, another way to generate income is to get funded via proprietary trading firms, prop firms for short, and they have there's different prop firm companies out there. Essentially, the model their company is they'll give you a challenge or a combine to prove your trading, and once you pass, they'll fund you an account to trade with, and you keep a certain amount of profits and they keep the rest. But essentially, on this challenge I'm on, I'm usually risking between $150 to $250 is like my average risk per trade for this challenge account. And then how long do I hold before I have to sell? It just depends on our target, right? So, I mean, theoretically, right, let's say we got back above this for value gap. If I went long into here, right, if price came back above this area, retraced into it, and then we moved higher, there's really no knowing how long it would take to get to this high. But nonetheless, I mean, over the course of my trading thus far, I mean, on average, how long it takes to get to my targets, I'd say within an hour, hour and a half most, maybe 2 hours max. I said by then, if 2 hours pass, I've either won or lost a trade by then. Um, and so, you know, it's not really like a set time. Each trade is just a matter of like where we are in price and where my target is, you know. And I wish I had a magic wand to be able to know exactly when I'd see, you know, price move in a certain area. But yeah, a lot of it is just waiting for clarity in the markets. Like for me, clarity, which I'm actually going to set an alert here before I forget. Once price moves above this for value up, I'll want to potentially look for buying opportunities. Crossing up. My nose is getting congested. I'm going to blow my nose real quick. I'll be right back. Bruh, every time I walk away, Price wanna do what I want it to do. Every time I sit down in front of it, it be getting all shy on me. The algorithm knows I'm on its heels. But yeah, bro, man, if you ever want to talk more about it in person, I'll be happy to link up over some coffee or whatever, and yeah, tell you a little bit more about my journey, and then even show you the different we even have. Oh no, for whatever reason, my streaming software said disconnected, so I don't know if it messed up the stream or not. Can you guys still hear me? Not sure if you guys can hear me. He said, I'll buy the first subscription to Henderson Academy. Don't even worry, bro. Just for you, I give you one time special offer, free 99. But yeah, dude, let me finish my thought here and before it got disconnected. Yeah, I think trading is a young industry nonetheless. I mean, because literally 30 years ago, it takes you back to 1995. Most people didn't even have a computer back then. And if they did, it dang sure didn't have the processing capabilities to be able to day trade like this. Like the charts that I have up right here is on a laptop, and I could also pull it up on a phone. And so I could be anywhere in the world now and have this information at my fingertips as long as I have internet connection. And and even then, like back then, I believe you'd have to call a broker to place an order, whereas now I can do it at the click of a button. And so I think as, 10, 20, 30 years from now, people will continue to learn more about it and get more involved in it. And yeah, I think it'll be a more common thing. Have there been scammers in this industry? Of course. I think that's shed a negative light on trading, particularly like with multi-level medium marketing companies. Which ironically, that's how I first got even introduced to trading. But nonetheless, I wasn't ever interested in more so the pyramid scheme of things. I was more focused on actually learning how to trade. And so, Lord, thank the Lord, He led me to the right people and that were able to put me into the right direction of where to learn how to trade. And here I am now, still learning on my own. And yeah, ultimately, it's just something I want to do full time. Is it the hardest thing I've ever done? Absolutely. Trading, what I love about it is it reveals a lot about yourself emotionally and mentally and psychologically, and it forces you to really work on yourself. Like how do you respond when you take a loss? Do you want a revenge trade, right? Do you trade with greed? Do you trade with fear? Um, you know, um, Anytime you're dealing with your own money, right? It creates, almost a rush. And so I think it's important, yeah, just to embrace trading, not just as a journey to make money, but as a journey of just self-improvement of improving your mental state and your emotional state. And I'd be willing to bet like the best traders tend to have, I won't say the best character qualities, but nonetheless, have pretty strong emotional endurance. I'd say that. Um, but yeah, dude, I think day trading is the most underrated thing in the world, just because, like I said, you could be anywhere at any time. As long as you have internet connection, you can make money. When are we gonna do a beginner stream? I'll put some money to the account and see what we can do. Um, I mean, honestly, dude, if it was easy as riding a bike, I'd say go for it. But I'd say at least for the first 6 months, just practice on a demo account and go from there. That way, you can really get a feel. I mean, obviously, a demo account won't give you the exact same feeling as a live account, but nonetheless, it'll teach you enough about the basics and give you the right foundation to be able to put money towards it. Because I mean, like you said, you don't know anything about trading, and then if you put money to that account now, that's when it becomes gambling. You said beginner's luck. See, that's when it becomes gambling. Trading is gambling is trading becomes gambling if you plan on trading without having a set trading edge, a set strategy, and a set risk management plan. To be able to trade sustainably, to trade for the long term, you got to treat it like a business. In any business, there's a clear, you know, risk strategy. There's a clear business plan, and there's a clear understanding of what I need to do today to get to where I want to be tomorrow. And so that's just, my piece of advice, and I know many other traders have shared that. And so, yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll be happy to walk alongside you on your own journey, but you do whatever you want, but I definitely do not recommend putting your own money into your account if you're just starting out. Yeah, I want you to not set yourself up for failure. But hey, you can do whatever you want, but it's your own money. But that's my words of encouragement to you. But yeah, dude, I think like I said, trading is the most underrated thing, and it's definitely worth the journey. And so, if you're really wanting to seriously consider hopping on the journey, man, yeah, I'll definitely link up with you and teach you a little bit of the ins and outs. And yeah, I'll walk side by side with you, man. But yeah, it's been how long we been on the stream? About 45 minutes or so. Got what we wanted. Wanted us to sweep London lows here. Now I'm honestly just patiently waiting for this fair value gap to get broken. And essentially what my trade would look like is I put a buy in at this fair value gap, stop at the low of this manipulation move, and my target would be these highs, which are all-time highs. Whoops. $25, 400. I think we could get there today. If we wanted to be aggressive, we could put our stop all the way up here. We could put it at this low. Might put it at the body lows. Try to get a 3-to-1. But that's essentially what our buy order today would look like. But I won't be interested until we close above this fair value gap. I'm gonna take a look at ES, SP 500 index. Yeah, it's a great question. Hypothetically, why not just buy right now while it's low and then just wait for it to go up into profit? Yeah, realistically, I mean, on the 1 minute, some people probably did go long here. especially we have this inversion that's been created. Some people, I guarantee you, if I go on other ICT traders, they're probably going long in this right here. But just for me, my personality, I don't do well on the 1 minute. It moves so much faster than the 5 minute, and I tend to lose more on the 1 minute just because bullets are flying and I'm just not as sharp as I'd like to be. In my opinion, right? Like I said, I only focus on taking 3 high quality trade setups each week. And at the end of the day, if I want to trade with certainty, I just need to find clarity. And so just because, right? I mean, prime example, on the 1 minute, we've inverted this for value gap, right? We closed above it. Now we're trading into it. Price could still respect it, or it could continue to come lower. I don't know that. What I do know is if I zoom out to the 5 minute, since the 1 minute is such a lower time frame, it's any fair value gap that you find on there could easily be disrespected. But on the 5 minute, if we disrespect this fair value gap, to me it just becomes more of a high probability that okay, price is bullish, we're ready to move higher than it is just on the 1 minute. But that's just me personally. Some people, like I said, probably actually went long here, right? You could have went long at the top of this fair value gap, stop at the low, target these highs, and like 4 to 1. So, and what I mean by that, 4 to 1 risk to reward ratio, as you can see right here, that means for every $1 you'd make $400. And alert just got triggered. And so yeah, I mean, are those time limits that you have to sell? What time limits? Are you talking about like this box here or oh no, it's just the time frame. So if you look here at the top left, there's all these options to look at the price. You go to the monthly chart, right? Daily chart, weekly chart, 1 hour chart. You go to the 1 minute chart. Shoot, there's even some traders, they freaking go on the seconds. They'll look at 1 second chart, 5 second chart. I can't do that. I know my limits. I can't do that. But yeah, but nonetheless, it's not really, yeah, it's not a time limit for me to sell. It's just more so a different lens to view price through. And so if you want to, it'd be like looking under a microscope, right? 1 minute time frame would be like the closest in zoom you could do of price action. But sometimes you could be too zoomed in and then you lose track of the bigger picture. And so sometimes I like to zoom out and focus on, like the 5 minute time frame, which I'm on here. Although no, that's 54 minute. 5 minute time frame, which I'm on here. 15 minute time frame as well. Hourly time frame I love. Yeah, we're starting to get some beautiful expansion. Dow Jones is moving up. ES swept these lows and is moving higher. So honestly, yeah, I think it's just a matter of time till NQ moves here. So I'm gonna get my long position ready. I think by 7:30 we'll probably be in a trade. And yeah, hold to Asia highs and even all-time highs, 25,400. Stop will be at this low here. Let's see, I want to get in at like 25,268. 25,268. Take profit is going to be 25,400. Cheetah mode is about to be activated right now. I'm going to put my stop at the low of these bodies, 225. 225. Hope it doesn't leave without me. Sometimes it does that. If it does, so be it. I'm willing to risk about 170, yeah. All right. I'm going to set that, be my trade for the day. Hopefully it doesn't leave without me, which it very well might. If it does, it's part of the game. It is what it is. Hey, get your rest, man. Stay safe on the roads. feel free to hit me up if you want more resources. I'll be happy to send you all the material I study. Appreciate you tuning in, man, even with how tired you are, brother. Hope you have a blessed day. Catch you on the next one. Man, I hope price doesn't leave me behind, but it's looking like it might. But it's all good. Let's wait for the next bus. It's like a bus stop. Bro, this is textbook. London lows. Yeah. Shifted market structure. No way. Come on, bro. Right there. It just freaking missed. 68.50. Come on, don't do that to me. All right, there we go. All right, we're tagged in. I'm fairly confident in this trade, but we'll see. I'll be shocked if it doesn't pan out here. But yeah, that woman is scout. Not bad. Let's see. We may not go all the way to all-time highs today, but we definitely, I think, can easily take out Asia highs. Got about 5 minutes and I gotta go get ready for work. All right, another day at the office. Got a sip of my coffee, let Price do his thing, you know? I'll be shocked if this trade doesn't work. Wow. For real? Huh. That's how you want to act? NASDAQ? For real? For real? Guess we got this 5 minute bullish event. Yeah, hopefully it holds price up. Also got this breaker block here, bullish order block here. My stop's at the low of the body lows. I believe. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a setup that I'd take any day of the week. So if it doesn't work, it's fine with me. I'll be right back. Whoa. Wow. Don't know what the heck was that. What kind of who was that? There's no way. What kind of move was that? There's no way, bro. Did Trump just tweet something? Let me see. Well, that's a tough loss. Let me see. Let me find out this man said something. No, he didn't say nothing. If I'm looking at it correctly. I don't know what that was about. Wicked price action there. Man, that was looking promising. Oh, oh man. Losses are part of the game. Tough way to end the stream. Patiently waiting for textbook setup. And it just didn't work. But you live to fight another day. That's what we're gonna do. I still think this setup works. Honestly, maybe PM session ends up getting some expansion to the upside. Last line in the sand is this 1 hour fair value gap. If price trades through this, then yeah, I think we'll shift bearish, but I still am bullish. But I think I'm gonna end the stream here and we'll monitor what happens later today. But tough way to start the week, but it's only one trade down and we got 3 more trading days to go. So hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back at it. Live trades with Dre, Soli Deo Gloria. God bless.